more can I say?
Top Billin. Yo, Top Billin. Man, Saints fan, I feel for you guys out there, right? I'm not going to lie. I for sure thought the Saints were going to win the Super Bowl this year. You seen that I did some Saints stuff sporadically throughout the season just because I kept up with it, because I just had a feeling that this was one of the better Saints teams that I had ever seen throughout the entire Sean Payton regime or his era and tenure. But, man, when Drew Brees came back from that injury, I thought that something had to change, especially when I saw how it was operating under Taysom Hill. I thought that that particular combination with Taysom Hill and maybe Drew Brees coming in to pinch hit, I think could be what put the Saints over the top. I didn't know that they would completely go back to Drew Brees, and obviously I know that Taysom Hill was hurt. But even then, right, having Jameis Winston come in, trying to push the ball down the field and have Drew Brees kind of pinch hit. Like, remember we saw at the end of Peyton Manning's career how I believe he was benched, right? He just didn't have it anymore. Drew Brees just physically did not have it anymore, and I think it crept over into his mental. He started doing crazy shit. He was doing stuff way uncharacteristic of a Drew Brees, the Drew Brees that we come to know and love. So I don't want this to be considered disrespectful to Drew Brees. I have a lot of love for Drew Brees. He's one of my all-time favorite players. In full disclosure, he was about to give me one of the biggest breaks of my career. His people contacted me when I worked at Bleacher Report and covered the Saints. His people contacted me and said that Drew wanted me to interview him, and it was going to be something for when he was just starting for Tide. So I was going to get a chance to pick Drew Brees' brain, because you guys know that, of course, I work with film, and they said that they really like my film studies and everything like that. So I had mad love for Drew Brees. Even before then, I was recording him in college. I remember him in a bowl game going against Georgia. I still had that on VHS tape and stuff. So been a big fan of this guy, one of my top 20 all-time favorite players ever, for real. But he did not have it. He reminded me of Muhammad Ali at the end of his career. No disrespect in that manner, but Drew Brees, they said Ali was out there fighting like shoe store employees and getting his ass whipped when he was at the end of his boxing career and stuff. But it is what it is. So hopefully he feels fulfilled or whatever like that. But I would have liked to have seen Jameis Winston play a lot more or play at all, right? So you see right here, they're going to have motion to tight with Jared Cook. He's going to be running a dig route here. And you got Emmanuel Sanders on a corner route. And Drew Brees, his arm, man, I don't know. He went straight ramen noodle mode arm, and he just couldn't push the ball down the field anymore. He was sitting up there. He's going to get everybody killed. I'm not going to lie. He was floating shit up there, man, that would get people killed and lit up. Like, look at that. That's just too much of a lollipop. Way too much of a lollipop right there. If somebody like a Jameis Winston could drive this particular dig route down the field, like, what is that? What throwing motion is that? Drew Brees tripping right here. You can't feather the clutch on everything. He's throwing this bad boy right up to the safety. He's trying to get Jared Cook killed, hang him out to dry and shit like that. Drew Brees was reminding me of Rick from The Walking Dead. Remember when before Rick came, everybody was good, but Rick used to come around and get your whole village killed and stuff like that, and that's how my man Drew was at the end right here. I wish something would have been different. I wanted to see the Saints win the title. All right, this is a lesson learned right here. You're talking about having this guy do opposite hash throws. He can't do opposite hash throws because he's going to have to telegraph this out route, right? You got an out route from my boy Michael Thomas here. But, you know, this is one of the hardest throws to make in football. This is why you have to have arm strength. So, of course, he's going to have to travel to the near hash to be able to throw this. And he still kind of lollipops that bad boy up. They say these are the throws that determine arm strength, not pushing the ball downfield, necessarily throwing vertical routes all the time. It's these type of routes to where you can't hang it up in the air. It has to be all accuracy and all arm strength. And he just no longer had it, man. Right? Come over there, has to go to the near hash to try to do it. Nope, got him. Damn. One more time from this angle. I need to hit him on the pull right here. He's still looking at safety off and everything like that. Definitely a super hard chicken fighting stage right here with Michael Thomas, but he's able to beat that and get to the out. Drew should have known this right now if he sees the leverage that he has to come up off this, but sometimes, man, the mind is willing, but the body isn't. It looks like Michael Thomas starts to drift upfield as well, too. So miscommunication there. They haven't had a lot of reps together recently and everything, and it's just terrible. But you can see Drew still has that mind, right? Get the signal in. Right, probably signaling that's man coverage here. And they're going, Aya! Damn, who's that? Oh, shit, is that McCoy, Eric McCoy? Baya! Gave that man an organic colonic. Stew softened his ass. That's hard. All right, check this out. This 3-man route combination here was drawn up perfectly because they're in quarters coverage, and this is a great cover 4 beater here because you'll have this in-breaking route, I believe, by Jared Cook here, and this takes this particular safety away here. So he vacates right there, and you'll have a seam route by Alvin Kamara that goes into the vacation, and this particular corner right here working his deep fourth of the field, he gets taken by a wheel route right here. So they drew it up perfectly. Not sure what the hell Drew Brees was doing, not waiting for Alvin Kamara to uncover. He tries to throw it damn near hot, and all he had to do was wait for him to uncover with the safety, and it would be the longest completion of the game outside of Jameis Winston's. For real. Check it out. Absolutely perfect. Took him there. Look. Oh, man, my heart sank when I saw this. Look, all he has to do right now, I know that somebody's barreling down on him, and maybe he just needs to kind of climb in the pocket, didn't have enough time or something like that, but he threw this way too early. They are converging on him, but way too early. And my man Devin White from LSU, he gone. Damn, let's look at it from this other angle here. And look at this. I can tell it was on Drew. You can tell Drew's reaction right here. Usually, you know what I'm saying, you'll start looking at Kamara or something like that, but look at his reaction right here. He's like, damn. Yeah, he knew he fucked up. See it working right here. Hell of a play call to take the safety right here. The vacation happens. They are barreling down on him, though. If he could have waited just a little bit more, we already know that Andrews Pete sucks, right? If anything's going to happen, Andrew Pete's going to be involved. Andrews Pete's going to be involved. So maybe he didn't have enough time. He had to get rid of it. But this was going to be intercepted even if Alvin Kamara saw it. It's, first of all, it's behind him, and it's noodled. Straight ramen. It's that good ramen, though. It's that shit, that shrimp flavored. Got to pause for this particular play from the Saints right here. I loved it. I forget who they say did it first there. But, of course, you get the snap to Kamara, and then Emmanuel Sanders coming in motion. He hands it to Jameis, who sets up, and then, of course, Kamara rides it out like it's going to be a wheel route, and freaking 910 players go with him, right, while Tre'Quan Smith leaks up the field. And this guy, right, think about it, it's man covered, so his original guy is Jameis. So he knows Jameis is not about to do anything, but he doesn't think to look behind him because he thinks it's going to be one of those wheel route screens to Alvin Kamara. So they had him all fooled up on this one. This was a good play, man. See it, man coverage, following Sanders, follows him across the formation. He already knows, but he's like, oh, ain't nobody coming. Then boom. Absolutely perfection. That was hard. Absolutely hard. Called at the right time on first down. See the motion here. Hands it off. Throws it to Jameis. Tre'Quan Smith with the leak out. And he starts blocking first. Look, the water's all muddied with him. Running a diversionary tactic. Then leaks out. Jameis could have put it right on him right there, and you probably would have got it. But Jameis got to show off a little bit of that arm strength. Easy throw. Bang. Hits him in stride. We know Jameis can throw that thing deep. Pause. Pause, right? Gotta pause. Because some of y'all New Orleans people be out there on Magazine Street doing some weird shit. Gotta pause it. I laugh to keep from crying for y'all, man. I want to leave off on a high note for my man Breezes. Got Tre'Quan Smith with that slot fade. Nasty. Look at the product placement. Breezes doing this thing right there. That was pretty much the highlight of his entire day. He had a couple of other throws, but, man, damn. But, hey, Saints will be back next year for sure. I love what I saw from Taysom Hill, and Jameis Winston is probably my favorite quarterback, so you know I'm rooting for him as well. However that works out, I'm fine either way. I would like to see what you guys think, though. Who would y'all like to see be the quarterback next year, Taysom or Jameis Winston? A combination of the two. Let me know what y'all think about that, man. But, hey, it is what it is right there. Saints will be a great organization beyond Drew Brees. And thanks to Drew for all the memories. The shit was fun. breaking down all his film since he's been there in 06. The shit was the bomb when they came through in 06. It is what it is, man. All right, y'all. Until next time, definitely get on some draft shit for the Saints and stuff as well. But it's your boy Murf, the Underground King, Top Billin Sports, and I am out. Peace.
What more can I say?
Top Billin.